Deuce, make it slash true.
What up, what up? It's your boy Duse Beatz coming at you live from the Duse Podcast. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe for your boy one time. And today, I got an entrepreneur in the building, and he's taking the damn the barber game by storm. You know what I'm saying? We got my brother, Deron Manning, in the building. What up,
Hey,
Deron?
what up, boy? How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. How you doing? How you doing over there?
Man, I'm blessed, man. Just grinding, chilling, going for my dreams,
Yep.
blessed. That's the best thing you can say.
Yeah, man. So,
Yes, sir.
I know you, you know what I mean? We've been knowing
Yeah.
each other ever since middle school, basically. You know
Yep.
them trainer
Yep.
days.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
even before that, take me back.
Yeah.
What was your childhood like before that?
Man, that's a good question, man. I think I had a decent childhood for me. My mom passed away when I was 5. My dad was in prison, but I was blessed to have a grandmother, man, who taught us how to do right. You know what I'm saying? And her motto was always work first and play later. I'm gonna be honest with you. When I was young, that that work first didn't work for me.
Mm,
I would play and then have to get my butt back in the house. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Get whooped. But she was tough, but she was fair, man, and she showed a lot of compassion and grace. So, childhood for me was great, man. I didn't get everything I wanted, but I got the things that I needed, and you can't complain for that.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Yep.
So, I see you, you be playing the piano and everything.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
was all that from like church? Like, was church an option for you back in the days? Because, back in the days, it wasn't an option for me. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah.
The
Oh yeah.
grandparents made us go to church. So, so was
Exactly.
so was church an option, or you had to go to church?
Man, church was never an option. I 100% had to go. And if if I didn't go to church that day, say I made an excuse not to go, was sick or was running late, my grandma and them would go out to eat after church, and I'd be like, "Ooh, we about to eat." She'd be like, "You didn't go to church," so I was like, "Man, you forced me to go to church, or I'm a star."
Ah,
But
sure.
what's crazy is, man, I didn't start playing the keys in the church until I was like 12. And it's crazy how it happened. Like I didn't even know how to play. Actually, I was 16. I was 16 and I didn't even know how to play the keys. I one time had heard somebody playing some stuff
Right.
on the piano and I was like, "Did you do this?" And then I was on there and I started playing it, just
That's
like by
crazy.
listening. Yeah. So it was like, man, like, okay. And at that point, once, I'd say about 15. About 15 is when I was like, I wasn't necessarily forced to go, but I wanted to go because I'm like, I'm trying to play instruments.
That's crazy. That is
Just being
crazy.
honest. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So, as a kid, right, what shaped your mind and influenced you into becoming who we see today?
Man, man, I mean, I'm probably gonna equate a lot of stuff to my grandmother, being number one, what I'm saying. I've seen her serve, you know what I'm saying? And because she served not just the community and the people around her, but like her grandkids and her family, it was this thing like, when you see something all the time, whether you know it or not, you start to do it. It's kind of like who you're around, that's who you become.
Yep.
And so I was, always around her and, even other family members, my brothers and my sister and, uncles and aunties and cousins. I saw them serving and
Right.
it was like, man, that's what I want to do. It was
Hmm.
fun. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it shaped me today and working hard. You know what I'm saying? I was
Yeah.
small. So if I wanted to get any goals or reach anything, I had to work twice as hard just to get the same outcomes. I was like, instead of working twice as hard, let's go 3 times or maybe
Right.
4 times. You know what I'm saying? So perseverance.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. So
Yeah.
I remember you played sports in high school, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 What sports did you end up playing?
So I played football, I played basketball, and I also ran track. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? And we was on that football team where we went to state. That was incredible time in my
Oh.
life. That was incredible, man. And then basketball, we went to like semifinals, lost, but
Yep.
we went far and then also went to state and track, you know what I'm saying? So
Uh huh.
it was dope to be on not just great teams, you know what I'm saying, but even as an individual, my efforts and hard work would allow me to be a part of that. So I was like,
Right.
man, this is tight. Fun years, man.
Man,
Fun.
we had so much fun in high school, man. I be trying to tell
Man,
people like Hug was dope, you know what I'm saying?
man, it was
2006.
dope.
Man,
It was
2005,
dope.
2006 cuz that's the year I graduated cuz you're a
Yup.
year behind me, right?
Yup. I'm
Yeah.
'07. You know what I'm saying?
So you got to see, you know what I'm saying, when we went to state and everything.
It was
Man.
incredible, man. Those years were some of the best times in my life. You know what I'm saying? I be telling my son, I'm like, man, you gotta cherish it, man, because I'm telling you, man, like when it's over, it's over. And then all you
Yeah.
have is memories.
Yeah.
And you can never create those specific memories. Once they're in there, that's it.
You
It's
can't.
locked. So it's like, oh man, I loved high school, man.
Man, I loved it too, man. I loved it too. So, how did you get into cutting hair? Like what made you want to be a barber?
Well, fun fact is I'm technically not even a barber. I'm a cosmetologist, man. But the reason why I started cutting hair, man, is because I was, every once in a while I try to cut my kids' hair, and I was, man, I'm telling you, I was butchering them. I got pictures where I would put a line in their head, and it looked like looked like I put a square in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so I was like, I think I'm a try school, and I was talking with my wife, and I was like, I think this is what I want to do, and she's like, well, go for it. And I was like, well, the only school for barbering is in Sacramento, and I can't just leave my job. So long story short, fast forward, maybe like 5 years later, I was like, I think I want to go to school. And then my cousin Kenny had called me, and he's like, hey, there's a barber school in Truckee. And I
Yeah.
was like, what? He's like, Paul Mitchell. And I was like, all right. And we drive out there, but it's during COVID, so it was closed. So I was like, man, that's stupid. And he called me literally when we got back into town. He was like, I got home, and he's like, I think there's a barbering school in Reno, Paul Mitchell. And I'm like, well, I never knew Reno had a barbering school. And so I went over there, you know what I'm saying? And we start walking in, and I saw cats that I knew that were good in the city. So I was like, oh, we do got a barbering school. But as you walk to the back, then I started to seeing people doing nails. And I was like, oh yeah, this ain't no barbering school, you know?
Yeah.
So, but it took off, you know what I'm saying? I was like, I'm gonna go for it. Even though it was Cosmo and you had to do everything, I was like, why not? If it don't work, I'm still young enough to figure this thing out.
Right, right.
Yeah,
So, what gave you the passion? Because ever since I know you, everything that you've done, you've been passionate about. Because
yeah.
even I'll take it back to high school. Because I remember you were in the drum line too, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
and I could see the passion even back then. So
Yeah,
even right now, as you becoming into a stylist, I'm gonna say stylist because you do more than just barber. What
yeah.
gave you the passion to keep going to
The
succeed in
next
this
level.
and
Yeah.
then get to the next level?
I honestly, man, I would say, man, like once you cut somebody's hair, even when you're not good, and they're like, "Oh man, I love it," and I'm gonna be honest. The first time I was cutting, I was blown away because people was like, "Oh man, this is tight," and in my mind, I know good and well it ain't tight. You know what I'm saying? But because people believed in me, then it was one of those things where it was like, "Okay, cool, this is fun." And then once I started like realizing that I was good at it,
Mm-hmm.
like man, I'm picking this up fast. I became obsessed with it because my reality is, man, anything that I do it to the best of my ability. It don't matter
Right.
what it is. If I'm a draw, I draw to the best of my ability. If I want to rap, I'll rap to the best of my ability. And you know, fun fact is I took that name, Jack of all fades, because I was a Libra, and I used to hear like Jack of all trades, and people would be like, man, you're so talented, you can do everything.
Yeah.
And so that mindset of like, man, I can do everything. And with Jack of all fades, it was the saying, or trades, the saying was always, it's Jack of all fades, never the master of one, but always better than the master of one. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. And
Right.
I was like, if I could do everything, why can't I be the best though?
Yeah. Exactly.
Why settle for just being okay when I have the opportunity to be great? So it just for me when it came to cutting, it was just like, man, I want to be great at this thing. Do
Right.
something nobody's ever done,
Yeah.
or do something even no one's ever done in my city
Yeah.
more than anything. So
Man, that's super super dope, man. And
thank
so
you.
you open up this shop, right? And you got a team of stylists who's amazing. So tell me about
Yeah.
that. How was it first? Getting your own shop.
Man, getting my own shop was freaking scary. I was terrified, man. And as I started to transition into getting my own shop from cutting at other shops, man, the fear is like, will people come rock with me? Can I get people? Will they hear me out? You know what I'm saying? What about the
Right.
bills, the going into debt? Like, all these things. Is my credit good enough to even make it happen? And so I was like, I set all that aside and was like, man, I could do this.
Yeah.
And so I went for it, man. And it's a process. That's really what it is. There's a saying, trust the process. Getting your own shop is a process because getting the licensing, you got to go to different parts of the state and
Yeah.
or just in Reno and in different parts, and you got to sign this paper and then go get this paper signed and then got to talk to the fire marshal and all that stuff. I'm just like, man, this is so much information that I didn't know.
Man, that's crazy. And so,
Yeah,
like, I read that you said you're a firm believer in hard work, right?
absolutely.
And so, you know, um, is that what it takes to be successful in the stylist slash barber business?
Honestly, man, I'm gonna say it takes hard work, absolutely. But the other thing is, it's a silent killer for a lot of people, and they don't understand it. In that hard work, you also have to network, and it's that work is
Right.
still the underlying thing. But networking, man, is crucial to this business because if you can't talk to somebody, yes, word of mouth is great, and people can say, "Oh, he did my hair, and he's awesome," but people want to know who you are. And so when you have that hard work, people can see that you're dedicated and that attitude of positivity is contagious. And so,
Right.
it's being hard work, networking, and then just having this positive, contagious attitude, man, that's what it is, man. I think that's what it is, the keys.
That's the key. Yep. Man, you
Yeah.
right. You right. And so,
Yeah.
look, let me ask you this: how hard is it to actually do a fade? Like I tried fading my son's hair, man, and I could not do that shit, man. I messed his hair up so much. But
uh
how hard is it actually to do a fade? And did it take you practice and practice and practice to get good at that?
I ain't gonna lie to you. When you first start off, man, it is hella hard. It is so hard, man, because the thing is you'll do a fade, and as you're doing it, y- I know. I mean, for me, as I was doing a fade, I thought it was looking decent.
Yeah.
It's when I look off and then I look back and I realize I did a terrible job. And what sucks is I don't know how to fix it.
Yeah.
So that's when the panic starts to happen. It's like, okay, I did this, whatever. I don't know how to fix it. That sucks. And so I would say it was hard, man. But you asked the other part of that is like it took me a lot of time. It's all it is reps, man. I would watch like my top barbers at the time that I would watch is this dude Beeman, and he's
Hmm.
from based out of Chicago. And then I would watch 360 Young Jeezy, man.
Oh, dope.
And
I
I
know
yeah,
360.
yeah, and I would watch their videos over and over and over and over again, And even after watching those videos, the thing that I realized is thank them for the knowledge. But the thing that I realized is in order to really get this thing, it's like you gotta put in the reps. What's up? You gotta put in the reps, you know what I'm saying? That's the most important thing is reps.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Cause man, I couldn't do that shit, man. I'm like, man, I had him looking so jacked up. Shout
Yes,
out my
man.
son, but hey, I ain't doing that shit no more.
No, for real, man.
All right, so I know you got 4 kids, right? You got Malik,
Yeah.
Malia, Elijah, and Quentin, right?
Yep. Yep. Yep.
What values are you teaching them so that they follow in your footsteps?
Ooh, I'm teaching them that work first, play later mentality.
Right.
But I also teach them it's also about being the example, so for me as the dad, it's like I can't tell you to do something if I'm not doing it myself, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
uh my kids see me grind. Sometimes I've had to miss their events or things that they're doing to grind, and it is hard, man, but the thing I realized is, like, guess what, my dad, if someone asks, like, where's your dad? Oh, he's at work, or he's working, or he's on this project,
Yep.
or even my kids having the honor to be like, my dad was on the news. It's these type of things that they see that it's like, well, if my dad can do it, I know I can do it. And if they ever need to talk to me, then I give
Exactly.
them advice to be like, man, here's what it takes.
Yeah.
you know
M-
this is what it takes, man. And I have I mean, I got some incredible kids, man. And I'll be honest too, man, it's not just me with working hard, but it's also their mom. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? That's another part of the credit, you know what I'm saying? When you see your family members or your mom or your dad or whoever working hard and being an example, sometimes that's the light, you know what I'm saying? So that's
Yeah.
what I'm teaching them: be a light.
Man, that's amazing. That's amazing.
Thank you.
And so I seen you cut FABOLOUS, the legend, you know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Fabulous, man.
let's
Tell
go.
me about that experience, man, and how you end up locking in with that.
Oh man, so my buddy Ron Williams, shout out to him, man.
Shout out Luck Peter.
Yeah, come on, man. He had new people in Fab's camp, like Day Day, and Day Day, when they got here, they was like, Fab need a haircut. Who's out here? And Ron was like, I got the guy for you. And he called me maybe 30 times, man, because I was at a charity event. I was getting a plaque because I had donated some money to a charity event. And so for cutting. And so I'm at this event and he's blowing my phone up, but I didn't answer because I'm like, engaging with people.
Yeah.
And, I just so happened to look at my phone. I was like, man, I thought somebody died, bro. How many times he called me? And here's the fun fact, man. He called me and he was like, man, Fab need a haircut. So when he said Fab, I thought he was talking about Mr. Fab. So I'm like, Bay Area, Mr. Fab. I'm like, ooh,
Yeah.
that's dope. Like that's love. Like, okay, cool. I was like, just let me know. You know what I'm saying? Just let me know, and that's dope. And about 15 minutes later, I call him back, and I'm like, so did Mr. Fab hit you? And he was like, nah, fabulous. And I was like, Fabolus. And
Damn.
he was like, yeah. I was like, dog, you gotta make it happen. And so maybe about 10 minutes, if that, one of the guys in his camp called me and was like, how long can you get here? I said 30 minutes. And I
Uh-huh.
went from one side of town to the other, and as we were walking up, I had a little bit of nerves, but I'm extremely confident in myself. Like I love to cut hair. So why be scared when there's something that you love to do? And so, they knock on the door and Fabulous opens up the door and I look and I'm like, oh, dang.
I know
Dang.
that. I know that had to be a crazy feeling.
Listen, when you, I ain't even got, listen, let me see if this is empty. Listen, when he came in, his chain looked like this. It was like
It's
this.
like
I was like, man, can I get this haircut's $1 million? You know what I'm saying? No. But nah, but and you know what, man, I was blessed, bro, because and I thank God for it, man. Number one, but I was blessed because he could have been a dick, he could have been
right.
like messed up, but in reality, man, he was tight, bro.
Yeah.
He was super cool, down to earth. We chopped it up. We talked about basketball and football and his kids and my kids, my family, and he really just told me, man, keep going. You know what I'm
Man.
saying? I was like, I'm honored, bro. And then I asked for some pictures, and he said, "Yeah."
Man, that's what's up, man.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
I'm super proud of you, man. When I seen that,
Thank
I'm
you,
like,
man.
man, that was dope, dope. You know
Yeah,
what I
man.
mean? And so,
Yeah.
for the youth, man, I need some game from you. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So what advice would you give upcoming barbers slash stylists who's trying to get into that? You know what I mean?
Number one, I would the advice I would say is surround yourself with people who care about you, because there's going to be hard days, there's going to be good days for sure, but there's going to be days that you want to quit, and you need you need the right people around you that are going to tell you keep going, keep working, keep pushing. And you know, the other thing that I would say is, once you get your license, then guess what? Now you have to really surround yourself with people who are going to push you to be better. And so I would say, you know, I'm definitely available. I'm going to be opening up multiple shops, you know, coming in the time coming up. So it's like I'm building the Avengers, man. Like,
Right.
so you want to be a part of the team, you know. I'm the Captain America, or you can call me Iron Man, either one. I'm the captain, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But
Right.
come be on this team. Spider-Man, listen, you if you ever watched that Marvel movie, uh Spider-Man was dope. And
Yeah.
here's the thing is, Spider-Man, this is for these young cats, right? In the movie, Spider-Man had already had great abilities, right? But what happens is Tony Stark comes in, and only all he did was upgraded Spider-Man. He came with a better suit and was like, "Man, here's some attributes that's gonna help you grow." And so, me as being that Iron Man, I'm like, for the youth, surround yourself with people who are gonna help you, and also work your butt off. Work, learn, and learn. And that's all.
Right.
That's it.
Man, that's some good advice, man. That's dope.
Thank you.
That's for y'all youngsters. Y'all make sure
Yes,
y'all
sir.
pay attention. You know what I mean?
Yes, yes,
And
yes.
so, what can we look for? You know, what can we look forward to next from Jack of All Fades?
Number one, man, just I'm looking forward to my team being booked. You know, I have people in my shop and they're starting to really build, but I'm looking forward to having a shop that's so booked and booming where I have no other choice but to open up the next spot in Spanish Springs. I have a few locations out there that I've been looking at, and I have some investors, man, who are like, I'm ready when you are, you know.
Okay,
And
for sure.
so it's incredible, man. And shout out to my boy Derek, man. Derek Volt, man. This guy is incredible. Been a major blessing, him, and then also my guy Ben Gallus, man, blessing. So these are guys that I'm gonna bring on with me for the future of opening up more shops and you know, just creating.
Man,
That's it.
that's so dope, man. And just like I said, you know, I'm here for whatever you need. You know what I'm saying? I'm a
Yeah,
big supporter. You know what I'm saying? We known each other for a long time, and you my
absolutely.
brother. And so
Yes,
anything I
sir,
could
for
do to
sure.
help, I'm
Yeah.
here for you, man.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
I just want to say thank you for your time. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? And just
absolutely.
speaking with me for a little bit. You
Yeah,
know,
absolutely. Thank you, man. This was dope, man. You, like
yes,
you said, we brothers, man. And I don't even have to tell people what you've done for me, but you and I know, and it's
yes,
been incredible. And that's why when you asked me to be on here, it's like, man, there, what? Absolutely, absolutely, man. And even with the grand opening that's
yeah.
gonna be happening, I'm excited for you to come and
Oh
DJ, man.
yeah.
It's gonna be lit.
We gonna turn it up. We gonna turn it up,
It's gonna
man.
be a turn up, man. So I'm just honored, man. Thank you for allowing me to come on here, man. And blessed, bro.
Man,
Blessed. That's
all
it.
good. Hey, any
Yeah.
last words for your Jack of All Fades fans?
Yes. Come check out my shop. There's a lot of great shops in Reno. But I'm talking about it. My shop's the best. So come rock with us. We gonna bless you. I promise you. We gonna take care of you.
Hey, and that's my boy Deron Manning of Jack of All Fades. Y'all make sure
Yes.
to hit this like. Y'all make sure to
Thank
hit the
you.
subscribe. Oh yeah, tell them your
Yes.
social media real quick.
Right now my Instagram is Jack. That's JACK underscore of OF underscore all underscore double underscore fades. Jack of all fades. That's my main. My TikTok is also the same thing. Jack of all fades. You can find me on either one of those. If you follow me, I'll try to follow you back. Sometimes I can't because so many people. But if you right inbox me and I got you. I
Okay,
got
for
you.
sure. And my
Yeah.
my social is at Duse Beatz. That's everywhere. You know what
Hey.
I'm saying? And
Yes,
that's a
sir.
wrap. All right, Deuce make a slaps trick. We out of here, y'all.
Hey.
Deuce make a slaps trick.